Are you experiencing anxiety and heart palpitations that make you feel like you're getting a heart attack? Maybe rushing to the ER feeling like something must be wrong. You have this chest pain and heart palpitations that are really freaking you out. My name's Andy. I used to have this exact anxiety symptom as well, and generalized anxiety and lots of other crazy anxiety symptoms as you're probably experiencing as well, until I found a way to recover naturally. Now I've been anxiety free for 7 to 8 years, and I actually had it for 3 to 4 years. And it took me a long time to discover the right methodology and approach and principles that actually enable and allow anxiety recovery, right? So when I went to the doctor when I had anxiety, the doctor said, Andy, here's some pills, you can maybe manage it. You're probably gonna have this for the rest of your life. And this is you now. You have anxiety. Almost like he was saying, like, deal with it, accept it, this is you. You can manage it. And I was like, no, that doesn't sound right to me. There must be another way to get out of this predicament, this situation. And so that's what I'm going to share with you in this video, how you can recover naturally from anxiety without medication. And this is just coming from someone who's been there himself, who came out the other side empowered, and who now helps others do the same. So you can actually see there's a link in the bio to book a call if you want some coaching. There you can see testimonials that it's also worked for other people. So let's dive right into this information anyway. The most important thing, and I basically have these anxiety recovery principles, you know. Principles are greater than tactics. They could be a tactic that you implement, like, I don't know, take a cold shower, right? That's a tactic of a principle. And the principle for that one would be, for example, like health or personal growth, you know, personal development, which is one of the principles I share. But I'll start with the most important foundational principle that you must learn to recover from anxiety, which is that of acceptance, you know. This is kind of like an Eastern philosophy thing where it's all about allowing what is rather than fighting. Carl Jung said, what you resist persists and may even grow in size. So most anxiety sufferers, they're literally fighting, resisting the anxiety, and thereby perpetuating the condition, not realizing that their attitude that they have towards the anxiety, that of Googling, that of constantly obsessing about the anxiety, that of making their life about the anxiety and listening to the anxiety, and basically what you focus on expands and you resist, and you know, you're kind of like, it's like your own inner child is crying, and instead of like soothing it or like saying it's all good, it's fine, it's just anxiety, it's okay, we'll just accept this, allow this, you're beating it. It's like you're beating your own inner child, expecting the healing to take place. That's not how healing works. Healing is more of a feminine thing. It's more of an allowance, you know, it's more of a acknowledgement. It's a bit woo-woo, you know, if that makes sense. It's like emotion is energy in motion. It just wants to be felt so it can leave the body. When you feel it, you heal it. And feeling it doesn't mean obsessing about it. That's not feeling it. That's fighting it, okay? So the only way to heal it is actually to feel it, my friend. You know, so you must acknowledge first the anxiety, and acknowledge it's there. Accept it. Don't Google it. Don't fight it. Don't resist it. Of course, before this, I probably should have said that you generally want to get tested by the doctor, get blood work done to rule out anything else, you know? So you know it's just anxiety, and so that then you can let go of the Googling, let go of all these unhealthy habits, and start focusing on implementing the right habits, the anxiety recovery principles. So anyway, that is acceptance, what I kind of just discussed. And then after you've done that, it's very important to keep yourself busy, okay? You want to avoid pretty much any moment where you're just like sitting there and the anxiety takes over and you're like in that cycle I just described previously, where the anxiety is so strong that you can't really accept it, and you're just like then freaking out. You're freaking out about the anxiety, you're having the fear of fear. And yeah, you're just like perpetuating the condition, freaking out, you know, like wondering, am I going crazy? Am I getting this health issue? Am I going blind? Am I going crazy? Am I going psychotic? Am I getting this health issue, health anxiety? All these different intrusive thoughts. I'm going crazy, maybe even thoughts of harming other people. You know, maybe weird sexual thoughts. Like anxiety can just be fucking crazy, right? So you know what I mean, right? And I was one of the worst cases. So yeah, you want to keep yourself busy pretty much 24/7 to take your mind off the anxiety and to allow the anxiety to be there in the background. You're no longer making your life about anxiety. You're making your life about life again. It's not about sitting with the anxiety all day. It's not about researching. It's not about figuring out the anxiety. It's actually more about like acknowledging, doing the acceptance piece, but then keeping busy. You know, having an audiobook playing, reading books, going to work, gardening, doing something. Like maybe you could go for a walk, a daily hike in nature where you're listening to an audiobook, right? If you can't just be in nature and like go for a hike and not, if the anxiety then freaks you out, it comes in the forefront. So anxiety, then you make it about anxiety, and you know, that's what you have to avoid. This like, I don't even know what to call it, right? But I think you know what I mean. This cycle of beating the anxiety. So you keep yourself busy. Maybe you can get into a hobby. Maybe you like gardening, or maybe you like photography, or maybe it's like a new career thing you can, or study something. Maybe you're into philosophy. I was big into personal growth, so I read hundreds of books, you know, because there wasn't actually someone like me out there like sharing this information freely. So I was lost, man. I was like, okay, I'm gonna read this book. Maybe it will help me. As I started to read books, it changed my life. It gave me new ideas. I became more positive. I became more inspired. I started to see that I was not the only one dealing with challenges in my life, and that it is in fact possible to get better and to overcome it, you know? And so I became obsessed with self-help. And since then, that kind of obsession has somewhat remained. Like I'm still into reading, I'm still into personal growth. Like I'm not doing it as extreme as I used to. I even got into Wim Hof, ice bathing, ice baths, breathing, crazy shit, you know, to like heal. And I think just being in nature is one of the most healing things you can do. Just showing you some of the nature guys, right? So anyway, you want to find a way to keep yourself busy. If you can't sleep at night, you know, you just like put some audiobook on, and then just don't focus on the anxiety. Acknowledge it's there, accept it, but keep busy so that your healing thing can take place in the background. You don't heal your anxiety. The body heals it, you know. If you cut a wound, you don't have to manage the wound. Like you're not, okay, how do I fix this wound, this cut, this small cut? Like, no, it happens by itself. And so anxiety heals itself. You don't need to heal the anxiety. In fact, you trying to fix it is actually what maintains it, okay? I'm really like repeating this, so I hope it comes through, like the idea and message, you know? Then the next part is you want to face your fears. You want to live as though you're anxiety free. This is even supported by neuroscience. That once you start to imagine, envision, and be that version, even if it feels really scary, and even if it feels uncomfortable, you're literally creating a new identity, you know? I can use an example, for example, like making videos online. Like in the beginning, that was really weird and uncomfortable. And sometimes it still is, to be fair, but it becomes more natural the more you do it. The more you do the uncomfortable, the more you become comfortable. So leaving the comfort zone is key, like progressive desensitization, saying yes to social events, saying yes to things the anxiety tells you not to do. So the anxiety is lying to you, saying, you cannot do this, you cannot do that, you must stay at home, you must blah, blah, blah. And if you're listening to that voice and you're agreeing to that voice, then the anxiety becomes your reality, right? It's like a bad, how do you want to call it, advisor. A bad advisor giving you terrible advice about your life. You're like, yes, anxiety, you're my boss, I'm going to do what you say. And then anxiety becomes your reality. So you have to act as though you're anxiety free as best as you can. And this is an imperfect process. And then you will eventually find full recovery. If you'd like to work with me, link is in the description to book a call. And we can see if my coaching is the right fit for you. If you want some personal guidance. And yeah, what I'd also say is like personal growth, man. Just, I think we talked about this as well, but you know, having a morning routine instead of checking your phone, visualizing, meditating, doing these positive habits, and also exercising, eating cleaner, all these things will support you. Having a sense of community, getting out there, socializing. You can't just like stay at home all day and do nothing and wait for anxiety to feel better before you start living your life. That's a surefire recipe for the maintenance of anxiety. And yeah, if you implement these things, you will notice improvement, my friend. And I'll see you in this next video as well. Talk to you later.